Dr. Greer, what role does the media play in all of this, potentially disinformation campaign? We actually just launched our documentary film about 10 days ago. It's almost at about 5 million views, and it's called We Will Not Be Silenced. And it talks about how we were being censored by our digital media platforms in 2020 when we started to have conversations about COVID. And we were probably some of the earliest to be censored, because we're talking March 20, April 20, May 20. And the movie really goes deep into it. It's got some never seen before recorded conversations with senior YouTube executives trying to figure out how to censor me when it's clear that they're being told by someone else what to do. And it's very interesting. But again, to this day, I have been deplatformed from YouTube and obviously shadow banned from other platforms. When you look at the media, mainstream and the digital media, what do you see happening there, and how can we fight back against it?
Well, you're 100% right. I've had the same thing happen, and it is corruption. So you have these covert programs who have very powerful tentacles into the media. And in fact, we have an entire file on the media in the archive proving media corruption. And the reason this is important, many people have asked me, how has this been kept secret? I said, because of the collusion by a corrupted media. There's no way this could be kept secret with the explosive evidence we've been putting out for 30 years, except the media is at a very high level of its funding and organization corrupted by these same exact interests. And that is a fact. And so a little anecdotal story. Back in the early mid-90s, I was in New York City with some of the New York 100, and the UN Secretary General's wife was there, and some of the Rockefellers and whatnot. And a guy named Bob Schwartz, who was on the board of AOL Time Life, and then it became AOL Time Warner, was there. And he was very good friends with Mike Wallace of 60 Minutes and whatnot. And he told me a very interesting story. He said Mike Wallace had discovered this issue and wanted to do a show on it, and he was slapped down and was denied. He couldn't do it. And he thought he was the premier investigative reporter for 60 Minutes, CBS. But this is the third rail. This you get electrocuted with. And Mike Wallace actually went into a deep depression over this. But Bob Schwartz told me, he said, Dr. Greer, we, the media, are scribes, I'm quoting, taking dictation from the right hand of the king, that we're basically been relegated to only reporting what we're allowed to report. And anyone who thinks that there is a true free media. Now, small media, they don't care about. But when it rises to the level of a CNN or a Fox or YouTube or any of these, if it's something that they do not want out, they can pull those levers and they can keep it from being really moving to the top. And this is what I have seen for 30 years. I'm living proof of what your thesis of your documentary is, because look at the National Press Club of Men, 2001, 23 years. That's 23 years. It was covered, and I was told by people in the media that reached about 1 billion viewers. And they said, take it down. They had people contact them. And I have a document from the CIA that brags about how they had people embedded in all the world's media to change stories, kill stories, alter stories. That's in the archive. It's an uncontested 1992 CIA document, notwithstanding the fact it's by law illegal for the CIA to operate in domestically at all. But that is in the archive. So I tell people, don't take my word for it. The proof is in this archive. But what you're saying in your documentary, 100% true. And just take whatever they did with the old legacy media and extrapolate it to the tech sector. Same thing, no difference.
Yeah, there's this interesting point in the movie where on April 6, 2020, we had the second largest YouTube live stream in the world. And 30 minutes later, they delete the video and ban it from their platform. First time in 9 years of broadcasting that had ever happened to me. Of course, we were talking about COVID. Now, right after that, then Dropbox took me down, LinkedIn, PayPal suspended my account. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, this all seems to be acting in concert. But if you voice that, you're considered this crazy conspiracy theorist and kind of gaslit as a weirdo. And it's funny because I was at the Myrtle Beach Film Festival where we won Best International Documentary. And there's a guy named Mike Benz there who was on Tucker Carlson recently. And he's writing a book called Weapons of Mass Deletion. He's been studying the kind of military, government, and corporate censorship complex over the last 100 years. And he was kind of laughing throughout the movie. And I was looking at him thinking, you know, I really care what he thinks of this movie. And afterwards, he said, Brian, he said, I knew what was happening behind the scenes at every point that you were getting censored by YouTube. And there's a point where YouTube doesn't even know the details of the censorship. They actually contradict themselves. And he said, that's because, Brian, they were being told what to do by a government agency. And this has been going on for 100 years. And no American corporation operates on a global scale without the protection of the government, which means they owe them the censorship they demand. And it's really refreshing to hear you say this, Dr. Greer, because like you said, there's no way you could keep any of this a secret without the media being complicit. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, You gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.